The invitation arrived without a sender. No return address, no signature, no explanation. Just a black card embossed with silver letters. Access will be granted to the highest bidder. Detective Maya Reyes stared at the message. For 2 years, she'd investigated disappearances that never seemed connected. Different cities, different countries, different victims. Yet somehow, the same invisible force appeared in every case. The wall tells a story of obsession and dead ends. Whenever she got close to the truth, records disappeared. Witnesses vanished, evidence was erased, and powerful people suddenly became interested in her work. Tonight, she intended to find out why. Her hands are steady, but there's tension in how she holds the card. She scanned the card again. On the back was a symbol. A simple circle intersected by 3 lines. Her heart skipped a beat. She had seen it before. Buried inside sealed reports, hidden inside financial records. The same symbol appears repeatedly in different contexts. Each time it appears, the camera briefly focuses on it. Security camera footage shows the symbol on a wall. A financial document has it as a watermark. A photograph shows it carved into stone. The search is frantic but methodical, embedded in security footage from locations connected to her investigation. Every time the symbol appeared, someone disappeared shortly afterward. Maya opened her laptop. She searched through years of files. The symbol appeared again and again. A charity in London, a research facility in Switzerland, a foundation in Singapore, a medical conference in New York. Different names, different organizations, the same symbol, the same pattern, the same mystery. One document caught her attention, a single phrase, the exchange. No explanation, no description, just 2 words, the exchange. The trail ended there, or so she thought. Hours later, another message arrived. 1 sentence, midnight, come alone. Attached was a location, an abandoned opera house on the edge of the city. Maya checked her weapon, grabbed a recorder, and headed into the night. Rain covered the streets. The city lights reflected from the pavement like fractured glass. The opera house emerged from the darkness. Ancient, silent, forgotten. Or at least it appeared that way. Luxury vehicles lined the street. Private security guarded every entrance. They move silently up the steps under umbrellas. No one speaks. No one shows identification. The masks hide their identities completely. Guests arrived wearing black masks. No names were spoken. No identification was visible. Every face remained hidden. Maya entered using credentials obtained from an anonymous source. Inside, the atmosphere felt unreal. Crystal chandeliers illuminated faded red velvet curtains. Classical music echoed through the massive hall. Dozens of masked guests filled the room. Some stood alone. Others whispered quietly. Series of close-up shots of different masked guests. Each shot is beautifully lit with warm chandelier light, creating dramatic shadows. First, an older man in an expensive suit, ornate gold mask, standing alone with a glass of champagne. Second, 2 people whispering, their masks touching as they lean close. Third, a woman in elegant black dress, simple black mask, watching everything with calculating eyes. Fourth, a man checking his phone, diamond cufflinks catching the light. Each person exudes wealth and power. Everyone seemed important. Everyone seemed dangerous. Medium shot of Maya moving through the crowd. She's not wearing a mask, which makes her stand out slightly. Her eyes scan the room, and recognition flashes across her face. The camera cuts to her POV. Brief shots of faces she recognizes despite their masks. A tech billionaire she's seen on magazine covers. A former intelligence official from news reports. An international banker from financial networks. A media executive from television. Each shot is quick, just enough to register recognition. Back to Maya. Her expression shows shock and understanding. Maya recognized several faces despite the masks. A technology billionaire, a former intelligence official, an international banker, a famous media executive. People whose names appeared on television every day. Wide shot of the gathered crowd from an elevated angle. The guests move with casual familiarity. They're not surprised or nervous. They belong here. Some check their watches. Others examine programs. A few exchange knowing glances. The body language suggests routine, expectation. This is not their first time. The lighting creates a theatrical atmosphere. Warm spots from chandeliers, shadows in the corners. Classical music plays softly. The camera slowly circles the room, observing. Yet none of them seemed surprised to be there. They acted as though this gathering was normal, routine, expected.
Then the lights dimmed.
A spotlight illuminated the stage. When he speaks, his voice is electronically distorted, recognizable as human but impossible to identify. He stands perfectly still, hands clasped in front of him. The effect is unsettling. A single figure emerged from the darkness, the auctioneer, his face hidden, his voice electronically distorted. The room fell silent. Welcome. Rows of masked faces stare forward in complete silence. No one moves. No one speaks. The lighting from the stage creates an eerie glow on the masks. The stillness is absolute. It's like a photograph, frozen, waiting. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Though the mask is featureless, his head tilts slightly in what suggests a smile. The body language conveys satisfaction, control. The lighting creates highlights on the smooth surface of the mask. Behind him, the red curtains begin to part slowly, revealing a massive screen. The movement is theatrical, deliberate. The auctioneer smiled. Tonight, opportunity awaits. A giant screen illuminated behind him. Images flashed across the display. Private compounds, research facilities, luxury estates, restricted locations. The audience watched carefully. Digital bidding screens activated. Numbers immediately appeared. 5 million, 10 million, 25 million. The bids rose rapidly. Nobody explained what was being purchased. Nobody asked questions. Everyone already knew. The auctioneer continued. Access level 1. Bidding erupted. Maya watched in disbelief. Millions exchanged hands within seconds. The winning bidder nodded quietly. A black envelope was delivered to his seat. The audience applauded. Close-up of Maya's face as understanding dawns. She's standing in shadow at the back of the hall, the blue glow from nearby bidding screens illuminating her face. Her expression shifts from confusion to comprehension. The camera slowly pushes in on her eyes as she processes what she's witnessing. The screen shows access level 2, and bidding immediately doubles. She's not just observing anymore. She's understanding the pattern. The next offering appeared. Access level 2. The bids doubled. Again, the winner received a black envelope. Again, no explanation was given. Maya realized something important. The auction wasn't selling objects. It was selling access. Access to something hidden, something powerful, something worth millions. Hours passed. The offerings continued, each more valuable than the last. Extreme close-up of the massive screen. A new image appears, a research facility. But in the corner of the image, barely visible, is the symbol. A circle intersected by 3 lines. It's small, easy to miss, but it's there. The camera pushes in on the symbol. It appears for only a moment before the image changes. But that moment is enough. The symbol is rendered in the same style as on the black card. Simple, geometric, unmistakable. Then Maya noticed something strange. The symbol, The same symbol from her investigations. It appeared briefly on the screen, only for a moment, but she saw it. Close-up of Maya's face as she sees the symbol. Her eyes widen, her breath catches. This is the connection she's been searching for. The camera is tight on her face, capturing the moment of revelation. The blue light from screens flickers across her features. Behind her, out of focus, the auction continues. But for Maya, everything has changed. This is confirmation. Everything she suspected is real. The symbol connects it all. The circle intersected by 3 lines. The connection was real. Everything led here. Suddenly her phone vibrated. Unknown number. 1 message. Look behind you. Maya slowly turned. Across the room stood a masked woman. The woman nodded once, then disappeared into the crowd. Maya followed, through hallways, past security checkpoints, down narrow corridors. The woman finally stopped near a restricted area. She handed Maya a small flash drive, then spoke softly. You're asking the wrong question. What question should I be asking? The woman looked around nervously, then answered. Don't ask what they're buying. She stepped backward. Ask why they're afraid. Before Maya could respond, the woman vanished. Security officers suddenly appeared. Maya concealed the flash drive. Her pulse accelerated. Something had changed. Someone was watching. She found an empty room and inserted the drive into her laptop. Thousands of files appeared. Financial records, travel records, corporate ownership documents, confidential communications. Maya opens a master file. At the top, in bold letters, TIME45. Below it, organizational charts show connections between companies, foundations, research facilities, all connected to TIME45. The symbol appears repeatedly throughout the documents. Names are listed, some redacted, some visible. Bank accounts, transactions. Everything connects back to TIME45. The blue screen light flickers. Every road led back to one organization. TIME45. Not a company, not a charity, not a government agency. Something else. Something larger. The information is overwhelming, impossible, real. The deeper she searched, the stranger it became. Names disappeared from databases. Entire companies existed only on paper. Money moved across continents in minutes. And every operation appeared to be protected by people at the highest levels of power. She freezes. Voices echo from outside the room. Security guards getting closer. She quickly closes files. Then her phone vibrates. New message. They know now. The text is in all caps, urgent. Maya's face shows fear. The voices are getting louder, footsteps approaching. She looks toward the door, then back at the laptop. She's trapped. Suddenly, voices echoed outside the room. Security. Looking for someone. Looking for her. Maya closed the laptop. Silence returned. Then another message arrived. Unknown sender. 3 words. They know now. Her blood ran cold. Footsteps approached. Closer. Closer. The door handle moved. Maya slipped into a maintenance corridor seconds before security entered. Tracking shot following Maya through dark maintenance corridors. The passages are narrow, industrial, exposed pipes, concrete walls, emergency lighting casting red glows. She moves quickly but carefully, trying not to make noise. The camera is handheld, creating urgency. Behind her, flashlight beams cut through the darkness. Security is searching. She ducks into side passages, presses against walls. The opera house has become a maze, a trap. She moved quickly through the shadows. The opera house felt different now, less like a gathering, more like a trap. Maya crouches in shadow in an underground passage. Above her, through a grate, two men in suits are talking. She can see their shoes, hear their voices clearly. The lighting comes from above through the grate, creating dramatic bars of light and shadow across Maya's face. She holds her breath, listening. The men are casual, discussing something routine to them. Their voices echo in the confined space. Maya's eyes widen as she processes what she's hearing. As she navigated underground passageways, she overheard two men talking. Level 3 has been approved. What about the transfer? 45 minutes. Then everything proceeds. Maya froze. 45 minutes. The same number, the same message, the same symbol. TIME45 wasn't just a name. It was a countdown, a schedule, a trigger. Something happened every 45 minutes. But what? Find her. Suddenly, alarms activated throughout the building. Red lights flashed. Security teams rushed through the hallways. Someone shouted, "Find her." Maya ran through tunnels, across maintenance bridges, past locked gates. The opera house became chaos. Then the lights went out. Complete darkness. People screamed. Footsteps echoed everywhere. Wide shot of the grand hall as emergency lights activate. The space is transformed. Harsh, white emergency lighting replaces the warm chandeliers. The room is empty. The stage is bare. The bidding screens are dark. The guests are gone. The auctioneer has vanished. It's as if the entire event was erased. Only the architecture remains. The faded velvet, the dusty chandeliers now dark, the empty seats. For several minutes, confusion consumed the building. When emergency lights finally activated, everything had changed. The auctioneer was gone. The guests had vanished. The bidding systems were offline. The evidence had disappeared. It was as if the event had never happened. Only silence remained. Maya slowly returned to the main auditorium. Medium shot of an empty chair. On the seat lies a single black card. The emergency lighting creates stark contrast. Maya approaches slowly, the camera following her hand as she reaches for the card. She picks it up carefully, as if it might be dangerous. Close-up of the card in her hand. On the front, embossed in silver, TIME45. See you soon. The lettering catches the harsh light. Her hands are trembling visibly. One object sat alone on her chair. A black card. She picked it up. On the front were 4 words. TIME45. See you soon. Her hands trembled. Extreme close-up of Maya turning the card over. The reverse side shows a string of numbers. Coordinates. Nothing else. Just latitude and longitude in silver text. The camera pushes in on these numbers. Maya's thumb traces them. The card is identical in style to the invitation. Same black matte finish, same silver embossing. But this message is different. This is a summons, a challenge, a next step. She turned the card over. Coordinates. Nothing else. Just coordinates. Maya entered them into her phone. A location appeared immediately. A private research facility, 45 minutes away. A new message appears. If you want the truth, come alone. The text is white on black. Then, below it, a countdown timer suddenly activates. Large numbers. 44:59. Then 44:58. Then 44:57. The numbers tick down steadily. The timer is precise, digital, ominous. Each second that passes is visible. The countdown has begun. Maya stares at the screen, the blue light illuminating her face. Then another message appeared on her screen. If you want the truth, come alone. A timer suddenly activated. 44:59, 44:58, 44:57, 44:56. Maya stared at the countdown. The emergency lights create dramatic shadows. The grand hall looms around her, empty, silent, waiting. She looks from the phone to the black card in her other hand, then up at the empty stage. Her jaw sets. Decision made. She pockets both the phone and card. The countdown continues. She turns and begins walking toward the exit with purpose. The game was no longer hidden. Someone wanted her to follow. Someone wanted her to see the next step. The question was why. As thunder shook the city outside, Maya grabbed her keys. The numbers ticked down. 4420, 4419, 4418. Each second is visible, audible. The timer is relentless. The blue light from the screen is the only illumination. The numbers are large, clear, ominous. Time is running out. The countdown continues without pause. The countdown continued. 4420, 4419, 4418. The taillights glow red in the darkness. The car drives away from camera, getting smaller. The opera house looms in the background, dark and imposing. Lightning flashes. The city stretches out before her, a maze of lights and shadows. She's heading toward whatever waits at those coordinates. The car disappears into the night. Whatever waited at the end of those 45 minutes would change everything. Somewhere in this darkness, something waits. The image is almost completely black, with just hints of shapes, suggestions of presence. The feeling is ominous, threatening. Something or someone is there, waiting for Maya to arrive. And somewhere in the darkness, someone was already waiting for her. To be continued.